card back.
It worked.
It worked. Oh. HSBC for the win. I was more nervous to use that ATM than I'd ever been to use an ATM in my life, because then we would have been down to one card if it took our card. Yay, we got euros. How cute is this? This reminds me of Republic.
Sounds like the Taylor Swift album. You just put whatever date you want on stuff, you know, and make it seem old. I don't think Paul's from 1889. I don't know. Very different. It's more of a coffee with almond milk in it. So, but we got a finale. I got one. I used to get these at Le Pen in Le Pen Quentin. Maybe that's a French place too. I didn't even know. Okay, here we go. It's like caramelized a little bit. I think it's got egg in it. They're always very soft and doughy, a little bit like flan, but they're a really wonderful pastry. So here we go. Oh, look at that. It's got the consistency of an English muffin crumpet. That's what you want to see. You see the texture? That's good. It means it was cooked well. The outside, it's nice and gooey, like a sponge. And the flavors slide right in. Perfect. Very nice. Easy. Who knows what's inside? You don't want to know. Very nice. I got two. One for you. Two for me. I don't know.
To get
Juliana. I got a strawberry whip thing and a chocolate cookie thing with an oat milk latte. So these fun little cafes are so nice. Here it's just, you know, they're quaint, you know. Well, we've been a lot of places that copy French architecture and French design, and French looks and French food and French.
What is the percentage of people you've seen this morning carrying baguettes, fresh baguettes?
Everybody over 50 has got a baguette under their armpit. It's amazing. They've been sold this thing. You got to have fresh bread, and then you're living the life. Yeah, living the life.
Welcome to Bordeaux! Today we're going to give you a little tour around, show you some of the places of interest, and just enjoy the day with you guys. Thanks for coming. So we're standing now in front of the old entrance to Bordeaux, dating back to 1495. That's right. How amazing is this? How beautiful, how like quintessentially European and just magical, filled with history. So this was actually a tower, mainly a lookout tower and the entrance to the city, but actually in the 1800s, two people lived in there. And that's pretty fascinating. I mean, I wouldn't say no to a house like that. That's pretty cool. Unfortunately, maybe fortunately, they were evicted so they could make it a monument. You can now go inside for €5. There's not really much in there according to what we've read and heard, so we're gonna skip it this time, but I'm sure it has a beautiful view.
Really interesting. This whole thing would have been walled off, so this door would have went through a tunnel down the wall. And then here's, you know, to keep people out. You gotta go through the main gate. You always try to go through another gate. Suspicious.
I'm guessing you could also pass through that wall at some point, which is really cool. I mean, honestly, what a fairy tale, right?
Behind me is a very common cafe setup that you find in Spain and France, and they're really fascinating. I mean, you've got people biking through here. It's so common. I mean, it's really, really fascinating. It's not something that the Western world's really picked up as much, which is the afternoon of lounging. I mean, you go somewhere to like a restaurant, a coffee shop, and you're there for 3 or 4 hours because that was the plan. So it's really interesting and fascinating just the way they have different lifestyle here. But it's very peaceful and it's very immersive, very immersive.
Exactly what it felt like when I walked in, because there was no music and I walked in the door and the organs just started playing and I was like,
Except for it's like the Pope of the Opera.
I don't know what it is, but it did freak me out slightly.
We're standing by the Basilisk of St. Michael Basilisk de Bordeaux, and this has some really interesting history. It was in fact a Gothic style, as I was noting. It was built during the 14th to the 16th century. Actually, the stained glass windows we see now are not the original. The original ones were destroyed in the bombings in 1940, which is really somber. It does look like it's had some damage. Like, it does look like there's some fire damage. I don't know if that's just how it's kind of aged, but it does look like very discolored in some places, so I don't know the full history there. The bell tower was actually built separately in the 15th century. And they said there's some catacombs underneath, as well as like just a graveyard, and they found several mummified bodies down there, so very interesting history. Interestingly, this area is a heavy like Middle Eastern influence in the food and the people. It seems like a area where a lot of people have migrated to. It's really fun.
Does someone need to work on their self-esteem?
Why does this remind me of Ratatouille? Oh no. Look. Look at this. Finally it worked. Worked for me.
You did it.
Just got a very simple strawberry crepe. Lovely.
What do you think?
I love France.
Why?
It's amazing. It's beautiful, the architecture, the history, the culture, food, the weather. Yeah, it's perfect. Or as the French would say, c'est parfait.
What's that mean?
It's perfect. There you go.
I got a Nutella banana one. There's like a hint of vanilla in the batter. You gotta come to France to eat crepes. You can't just go to Paris and Las Vegas. It's better here. This video is not sponsored by France or the city of Bordeaux. It's sponsored by my stomach.
As you guys have seen, the crepes are really all very different. You can't just say I had one crepe, I had them all. Like, you gotta go around and put some work into it, you know? Put a little effort in. Try a few things, you know? Don't just like, you know, try one and stop there when there's so many different varieties. Like, I could eat crepes for days. Okay, I finally made the connection between France, the French name of my favorite chocolate place in LA, and the fact that the chocolate looks the same. This is monumental.
Box of cannoli. All right, what can we find? We pass up the sardines today. They got so many fun things. Very giftable city. They got the whole wine industry. They figured it out. So you got to go with Dijon from the other side of France. Maybe I'll end up with a bottle of Dijon. All right. So if I have 4 train rides coming up, do you think I can finish this bottle of mustard before all the train rides are done?
I believe in you.
I don't know.
You do love mustard.
I think I could. It's only $12. Oh, I think I'm gonna do it. Look how big the bottle of mustard is. This is exactly what we had at like Maita. They had these different bottles of alcohol with these are whiskey, cognac, different kinds of fruits, and at Central as well in Peru. Oh, they have chocolate wine. Champagne. Trying to figure out what the heck is do you eat the bottle?
I think so. Wow, does it smell good in here? Oh, look at this. Oh my gosh.
You can get a chocolate shoe, and you can put chocolates in it.
I got some, obviously. So when you look up things to do in Bordeaux, it's really kind of difficult to find things because the shining gems of the region are actually a place called Murdoch and a place called Saint-Emilion, I believe is how you say it, but check back in with me later and I will confirm. Today we just really enjoyed a really leisureful walk around Bordeaux. you can stumble on the most beautiful buildings, the most amazing restaurants. It is not hard to find. There's a real huge international cuisine scene here, and some of the top restaurants in the world are in this area, so it really is a beautiful place. The castles that surround this area are known for their wine, or there are castles that surround this area that have been converted to wineries, so that's the big highlight, and we're going to take you to those in a couple days. But we're really enjoying our time here, just walking around, enjoying the food and enjoying the architecture. Thank you for joining us today. In future videos, we're going to be taking you to some of the winery castles that are local here. We're really excited. We hope you come along, and we hope you enjoyed this relaxed, lovely day in Bordeaux.
To experience the largest reflection pool, which is fun. Love doing the world's best, the largest and the biggest. And this is the 5th largest city in France. So surprised me. I thought we were gonna have like 5,000 people here, all going taxis to the vineyards, but nope, it's popping. It's like a college town. And by the way, the English ruled this city for a couple hundred years, maybe most of France, I'm not sure. So there's English speakers here. All the young people under 40 pretty much can get away with speaking English to them. They're very nice. Very few under 40s have denied us the abilities of conversing in English. So that's pleasant. I appreciate it, because there's no way I'm gonna learn French in like a couple weeks. Bordeaux is actually really young at heart. The people we've seen here are college age mostly. I thought we were going to be showing up in Napa and a bunch of 60, 70-year-olds were going to be walking around retirement community a little bit more like Sevilla or Granada, but no, this place is like young hipster town. I mean, it's pretty fascinating. We've walked around a ton of streets that are a ton of international cuisine options, which is really fun. I did not think that. I did think it was going to be more like Yountville, you know? Everybody's walking around in their polos with their golf clubs, ready to get their next drink or hit on, you know? But I know we'll see the regions, the wine regions coming up. So I'm excited about that. Maybe that is more like Napa. Obviously, Napa got its vibes from somewhere, right? But I'm pleasantly surprised. I do like the food scene here so far. It's really fun. I'm getting the French vibes from the buildings, like what I've seen in videos and documentaries and YouTube of Paris. Ali's been to Paris before, so I haven't. So this is, you know, I'm all taking it in. But I am constantly reminded of the recent history here of there being a world war here in the last 100 years. And this region was taken over, and on one of our stops in France, we're actually going to go and tour some World War II stuff, because it's important for us to understand where things went wrong and how people were affected by their history. And that's part of the culture and the vibe that we carry today. Maybe that's why everybody walks around with a baguette. I have no idea. We'll find out. Why does everybody walk around with a baguette? You know, we'll see. Maybe it's the olive oil from Spain, perhaps. But it's a fun little city. And as Ali said, not a lot to do right here, except for eat and enjoy and chill and hang. But I am so excited to be in wine region Bordeaux. They can take us to Costa Rica. Wow. Hey, have you guys seen our Mystico hanging aerial bridges video? If you haven't, it's right here.
Bordeaux also has some really lovely gardens. We're in the main public garden here.
Jardin.
Which we know because it's in our Vegas video. Best places to eat in Vegas, Jardin.
Jardin.
Yes, so we obviously know what that word means. Good.
Yeah, it means fantastic.
For those of you who don't know, in European countries, it is totally a thing to just bring your blanket, go to a park, hang out in the grass, bring some food, relax, chill all day. It's lovely.
Hey babe, there's a bridge. Let's go stand on it.
Yes. Doesn't it remind you of like Disneyland in New Orleans?
Yes. Yeah, this is maybe New Orleans. I wonder if New Orleans got its vibes from France.
Like the French Quarter?
Yeah. Everybody just copies each other, honestly. What's really, truly original? Very few things.
It's too creepy.
Maybe the next Spider-Man movie will be original. Who knows?
Speaking of copying, I am very disappointed to share this information with you, but somebody has to say it. In Los Angeles, there is a very fancy chocolate shop, and I love it. And I've taken all my friends there, and I say, isn't this an amazing chocolate shop? And I remember one time I was with Jeremy, and I said, compartes, that's a French word. I know that's a French word. And we continued on, and I didn't really think about it. Very cute shop, by the way. Picturesque, beautiful, much like some of the things we've seen today. Well, Compartes has like the most unique chocolate. It's like infused, and so you can have anything like on the top of the chocolate bar, and it looks really cool and very picturesque because it's like chocolate on one side and then like dried fruit or nuts or whatever on the other. Gravely disappointed. That wasn't their freaking idea. They stole it from the French. How many other things have we stolen from the French? Like seriously, look at this. These are pretty much exactly the same kind of bars that you find. I'll show you a picture here. And in LA, you spend maybe $12 per bar because it's like fancy chocolate. And here they were like $5. Well, this one was more expensive because it was from a really, really fancy shop, but it still wasn't even close. I don't know, guys. I'm disappointed. It's gonna take me a while to process this, honestly, as an LA girl. I love to feel like there's cool things that come from LA, but now I'm really, really questioning if anything cool that's come from LA is actually from LA or not, or if we just go around stealing things and say that's LA. I mean, that's Hollywood, I guess, right? We just like steal different like people's life stories or scenes or places, and we make CGI stuff and we make it look like something that it's not, and we just steal it from somewhere. So I guess it's probably okay. I might be having an identity crisis right now, but that's okay. I love France.